The story that has gripped millions begins with a single shocking claim. Fan Siqi has been sentenced to life in prison for the killing of Menglong. Though no official confirmation has been released, the rumor has spread like wildfire across every corner of the internet, igniting a storm of fury, disbelief, and relentless demand for answers. Fans of Menglong, devastated and enraged, have turned online spaces into a battlefield of emotion. Thousands of comments flood every platform, grief-stricken laments for the young actor's life, searing accusations against Fan Siqi, and heated speculation about the shadowy forces that may have helped conceal the truth. For Menglong's admirers, the pain is not only about losing an artist they cherished, but also about the unbearable possibility that justice may never be fully served. "We will not stop until his soul rests in peace," one user posted, garnering over 100,000 likes. Another wrote, "This cannot be swept under the rug. Fan Siqi must answer for every detail, every connection, every secret that led to this tragedy." Their words echo through forums and private groups, shared and reshared until they become a collective chant of outrage. Rumors thrive where facts are scarce. Screenshots of supposed court transcripts circulate from phone to phone, their authenticity impossible to verify. Some claim that Fan Siqi wept uncontrollably in front of the judge. Others insist she uttered cryptic phrases hinting at powerful names behind the curtain. She said, "I was never alone in this," one viral post declared, though no one can confirm who heard it. Yet the vagueness of these stories only intensifies the hysteria. People believe because they want to believe. They demand because silence feels like complicity. In the feverish hunt for truth, whispers of a larger conspiracy are impossible to ignore. Lists are passed around, lists filled with the names of producers, executives, and figures described as untouchable. Some fans argue that Menglong's death was not a simple act of violence, but part of a carefully orchestrated scheme. The names changed with each repost, but the pattern remains the same. Every day, a new insider leak emerges, dragging more powerful personalities into the spotlight of suspicion. "It's not just about Fan Siqi anymore," one commenter raged. "This is about the system that protects people like her." What is undeniable is the raw, collective anger that grips the public. Mourning has transformed into mobilization. Fans have staged candlelight vigils, not only for Menglong's memory, but also as a symbol of resistance against secrecy. Online, artwork and messages flood the feeds. Images of you smiling, captions calling him a martyr, slogans demanding justice. "If we remain silent, the next star will fall the same way," reads one banner shared thousands of times. It is not only grief, it is fury crystallized into action. The narrative grows darker with every retelling. Some allege that officials were bribed to keep the investigation quiet. Others whisper that recordings exist, hidden away, revealing Fan Siqi's private confessions. A viral video, viewed over 2 million times in one night, claimed to show an anonymous voice describing clandestine meetings where the price of silence was negotiated. No one knows where the video originated, and fact-checkers cannot trace it, but the damage is done. The public now believes there are forces fighting to keep them blind. The more people are told to stop spreading rumors, the more determined they become to share them. Deletions of posts on major platforms only inflame suspicion. "Why delete if it's false?" one user asked, his comment quickly echoed by thousands. "They can erase the words, but not our anger," wrote another. Screenshots of censored threads are treated like forbidden treasures, proof that something bigger is being hidden. Even as official outlets remain silent, the grassroots voice grows deafening. People repeat, without hesitation, that Fan Siqi has already been punished with life imprisonment. Whether fact or fiction, the belief has become reality in the collective imagination. Every detail, every whisper, every alleged quote strengthens the myth of a secret trial, a covered-up verdict, and a list of accomplices waiting in the shadows. The fury is not only about a star's tragic death, it is about betrayal. betrayal by those they admired on screen, betrayal by those who wield power, betrayal by a system that seems to value silence more than justice. Fans are no longer content with mourning. They demand vengeance, clarity, and above all, recognition of Yu Menglong's lost future. "We are his voice now," a fan account declared, "and we will shout until the world listens." In the end, the truth remains elusive. The story of Fan Siqi's alleged sentencing is still suspended between fact and fiction, between silence and noise. But rumors have power. They shape perception, fuel outrage, and build movements. And whether or not Fan Siqi truly stands condemned, the court of public opinion has already delivered its verdict. Yet, as the frenzy intensifies, a quieter voice also emerges: skepticism. A handful of analysts and commentators remind the public that so far, no credible evidence has been released to confirm the conviction, nor has any official court record surfaced. They warn against confusing rumor with fact, pointing out that grief and anger can make people vulnerable to manipulation. Still, their warnings are drowned out in the roar of online outrage. For many fans, the lack of official acknowledgement is interpreted not as proof of innocence, but as proof of a deeper cover-up. What is striking is how the rumor itself has taken on a life of its own. Even if proven false tomorrow, the story has already embedded itself into public consciousness. The narrative of Fan Siqi's alleged sentencing, of secret trials and whispered names of powerful figures, continues to spread because it taps into a profound mistrust of institutions. People share it not because it is confirmed, but because it feels plausible in a world where they believe corruption and silence go hand in hand. International observers have also begun to notice the storm. Foreign blogs and forums now echo the speculation, some treating it as fact, others framing it as an example of how misinformation can spiral unchecked. But across borders, one theme remains constant: the fascination with the intersection of celebrity, power, and secrecy. Yu Menglong's death, whether ruled an accident or a crime, has become a symbol, and Fan Siqi's name is forever tied to a narrative that may never be fully proven. In the end, what remains is a paradox. The rumor that Fan Siqi has been sentenced to life in prison for killing Yu Menglong may not withstand the test of time, but the emotions it unleashed are undeniably real. The grief of fans, the fury of the public, and the whispered names of powerful figures create a storm that no official statement can easily quell. Until facts are laid bare, the story will continue to live in the shadows, half memory, half myth, an unverified tale that millions have already chosen to believe. And so the saga lingers in uncertainty, suspended between outrage and silence. The story of Fan Siqi and Yu Menglong may ultimately prove to be nothing more than a rumor, a tale born of grief, suspicion, and the restless hunger for justice. Yet even as its authenticity is questioned, its impact is undeniable. Fans continue to cry out, not just for truth about one tragedy, but for transparency in an industry where shadows too often obscure the light. Until the day clarity arrives, this unverified rumor will remain a haunting reflection of public mistrust, an echo of a justice long demanded, but not yet delivered.